Hans Kohn was a Jewish-American philosopher and historian. Born in Prague during the Austro-Hungarian Empire, he was captured as a prisoner of war during World War I and held in Russia for 5 years. In the following years he lived in Paris and London working for Zionist organizations and writing. He moved to Palestine in 1925, but visited the United States frequently, eventually immigrating in 1934 to teach modern history at Smith College in Northampton, Massachusetts. From 1948 to 1961, he taught at City College of New York. He also taught at the New School for Social Research, Harvard Summer School. He wrote numerous books and publications, primarily on the topics of nationalism, pan-Slavism, German thought, and Judaism, and he was an early contributor to the Foreign Policy Research Institute in Philadelphia, where he died. He also published a biography of Martin Buber. His autobiography, published in 1964, includes reflections on the times he lived through as well as the facts of his personal life. Kohn was a prominent leader of Brit Shalom, which promoted a binational state in Palestine, Zionism. In 1929, Kohn wrote, "The means determine the goal. If lies and violence are the means, the results cannot be good. We have been in Palestine for 12 years without having even once made a serious attempt at seeking through negotiations the consent of the indigenous people. I believe that it will be possible for us to hold Palestine and continue to grow for a long time. This will be done first with British aid and then later with the help of our own bayonets, shamefully called Haganah, clearly because we have no faith in our own policy. But by that time we will not be able to do without the bayonets. The means will have determined the goal. Jewish Palestine will no longer have anything of the Zion for which I once put myself on the line." Kohn's letter is quoted in Israeli Pacifist, The Life of Joseph Abelier by Anthony G. Bing, with a foreword by Yehudi Menuhin, p. 69. Bing calls it Kohn's letter of farewell to Zionism. Historical works. Western Civilization in the Near East, 1936. The Idea of Nationalism, A Study in Its Origins and Background, 1944. The 20th Century, A Midway Account of the Western World, 1950. Pan-Slavism, Its History and Ideology, 1953. Nationalism and Liberty, The Swiss Example, George Allen and Unwin, London, 1956. American Nationalism, An Interpretative Essay, Macmillan, New York, 1957. Heinrich Heine, The Man and the Myth, Leo Baeck Institute, New York, 1959. The Habsburg Empire, 1804–1918, 1961. Living in a World Revolution, My Encounters with History, Simon & Schuster, New York, 1964. Nationalism, Its Meaning and History, 1965, reprint revised, 1982. Absolutism and Democracy, 1814–1852, D. Van Nostrand, Princeton, New Jersey, 1965. The Mind of Germany, Harper Torch Books, 1965. Prelude to Nation-States, The French and German Experiences, 1789–1815, D. Van Nostrand, 1967.